But yeah, no. What was the point I was saying about being motivational? Yeah, I don't like people that are try to be motivational, because I think if you just talk about your situation, someone will take it as motivation anyway. Because that's what I was saying to you. Like, everyone thinks we have different thoughts, but we all actually have the exact same thoughts. Like, we're not special at all.
Yeah.
Like, I think the second you like, if you look at a lot of people that give these here are 10 ways to whatever, like, blow up in 2025, for example. Like, for example, Alex Hormozy.
Yeah.
The Don knows what he's doing, fam. He knows that we all have these same thoughts. He knows that every Don is thinking, bro, how do I pattern up this 2025? Yeah. That's why he knows he's able to make these videos that blow up, because he's trying to answer just one person's problem, which he realistically knows will answer minimum 1 million. Do you know what I mean? So it's just clockwork. And once you figure that out, it's like, oh, okay, I'm not actually that special. Because a lot of times I've heard, even like in the gym, I think I heard these two mums, and they were like, Debbie, do you not think it's a bit intimidating that there's like so many people here? She's like, yeah, and I heard it
Sweating,
yeah, and then I heard it literally less than an hour later from these other two mums, and I was like, wow, we're really all the same. You're all the same. You're all the same. No, so yeah, nah, it's mad. Once you do that, it's like, oh, okay, cool. But even touching on what you were saying about where I was working before, so I had this manager called Tony. What a guy! Absolutely, like, genuinely. You know, some people are actually just nice people. Every day in the summer, he'd go out on his lunch break later.
Was this at when you were working at Sainsbury's?
No. Law firm.
Yeah.
So he would always go. He was like big guy. So like he was high up in the rankings, and he could go on his lunch break whenever he wanted. So he'd always go on his lunch break when everyone else came back from theirs. So in the summer and that, he'd go on his lunch break. He'd be like, "All right, guys, I'm off." He'd go for an hour, come back with a box. And in the box, he'd have all sorts of ice creams. He's like, right guys, so what ice creams do you want? He'd slap me the Cadbury one. What's the swirly one with
that greeny thing?
Yes.
Green.
Yes.
Oh, do you know what? I've never been a big fan of that one. Is it called Twist or something like that?
Yes.
That one.
See, I wasn't either.
The red thing inside.
Yeah. See, I wasn't either, but because I was on the cut, and that was the efficient one. I had to go for that one because he would bring the Cadbury chocolate one. Oh,
that was the only one that was just ice, fam.
Oh, yeah, I did pure ice. It was only 38 calories. So, but yeah, so I don't know what even my perception of him was, because I used to see him come in every single day, and he would never look too happy. Like, generally, he'd just be like, oh.
How old was the dog?
Maybe I'd say 50s.
Oh, I swear? He was older?
Yeah, in his 50s.
Family?
Yeah.
Senior, bro.
Yeah, senior. So he'd come in, he'd be like, morning, and then he'd just go in, and like, he'd ask him, how's your weekend? He'd be like, oh, same. So I'm thinking, this guy doesn't look happy at all. Even these times he come back from his walk on his lunch break, and I'd be like, oh, how was your walk? He'd be like, well, we've done the same thing for the last 25 years, so... And that's when it hit me. I was like, wow, 25 years.
It's extremely nuts, bro.
I'm tired of this walk after like 2 weeks. I was like, no way. 25 years. So I thought, yeah, that's when I was first like, oh, okay, can I actually see myself doing this another 25 years? Cool. Not even to the point he's at. I won't even be like at his age in 25. And then I remember there was a day I went on a walk. This was like one of my last days when I was there. And we never really like had chats, like long chats. So I'm on my walk now, and I can see he's clocked me and I've clocked him. But when you try and put your head down, you just look at your phone. I just really don't need a conversation right now. Like, nothing against him, but I just didn't need a conversation in that moment. And we ended up walking together, and I was thinking, oh, allow it, but I said let's.
So he said, sure.
Yeah, essentially, literally. I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, Tony, what are you saying? We started walking, started talking. He was like, oh, sorry to hear you're not staying. And I was like, yeah. And then he then was like, oh, what do you want to be doing? This is like the other. And then he then started just diving into his history. And that's when I had a complete different outlook on life after that conversation. Because he was just like...
What was he saying?
So he was saying that this job that he's doing now was his calling. And I was like, swear?
Calling?
Yeah.
In what way?
So he used to work in London and was earning bread, like doing the trading thing, he was loving it up. Like when I say serious money, serious money. But he said he just wasn't making him happy. He wasn't happy at all. At this point, he had 2 kids. He had his wife, just got a house mortgage, and he said he's the most unhappiest he'd ever been in his entire life. And he then literally was like, nah, this isn't for me. So he quit his job, and went and said he wanted to pursue law. Because he kind of wanted to do it in school, but just the facilities weren't there for him to do it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's gone to night school. So imagine 2 kids, wife, mortgage. He's gone to night school now. He's doing that every other day for, I think it was 3 years.
Mad.
Yeah, bro, it was nuts. And he was like, at that point, there was so many times he was thinking, what am I doing? Like, what?
3 years is actually a long time doing that.
Oh, bro. I think it's very easy to say, like it's easy to see look at it from you look at it from the point we're at now to say, oh, he patterned it in the end. But for him in that moment, 3 years, fam, like you turned away bread for essentially a dream. Like, it was comfy. Because I think it's one thing to be broke and have a dream.
Word.
It's one thing to be, and I think it's another thing to be up and have
Did he
a dream.
explain what it was about the job they didn't like in particular?
Just, I think he wasn't happy in the sense of, like, he didn't feel fulfilled. Like, he didn't feel challenged. He said, like, he didn't feel like every day just kind of felt very monotonous for him. He didn't feel like he was actually doing anything which was developing him as a person. So and on top of that, it was then obviously having the 2 kids and that, not seeing them that often.
Yeah, I hear it.
Which is something I've clocked bears since I started working, to say, once you have kids, it's
a different ballgame.
It really is. It really is. Because your kids don't care if you earn a certain amount of bread a year. They're just thinking, why are you not here? That's
actually so true.
They don't care.
So true.
Your kids do not care if you're earning 20k or 200k. It's, why are you not here? Like, where are you? So the amount of people I've spoken to that have said that have had to change their whole career up just because they just weren't seeing their kids in that. And obviously he's like, yeah, that's mad. That's what I think now. For me, I think when I think of our age now, I'm like, I need to sort everything out now. So, because I want to have kids.
It's all planned.
I want to be present.
Foundation there. You can go to every single sports day.
100%.
See him.
Every sports day, man.
Was it nativity play?
Yeah.
Everything, bro.
Facts.
So I was reading one book here, and he was saying, there was one author, and he was saying that he patterns like a date with his kids. He has basically like a separate day each day for each one of his kids, innit? And he patterns like a one-on-one thing with them. So let's say, I don't know, let's say he has 3 sons, like Tuesday will be for son number 1, Wednesday son number 2. I even think that's culture.
I'm literally about to say that. I actually like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to implement something similar, bro.
100.
How many kids do you reckon you want?
3. I think for me it's got to be 3.
Yeah. Okay, I've got a plan for Monday to Friday, bro.
Yeah.
5 days in a week. Got to plan that. No, 5's optimum.
Swear.
That's crazy.
5 is that.
How come do you want so many?
Do you know it's... I've seen big families.
Yeah.
Do you know when you just see like these 2 like just one grandma and granddad, yeah? And then when they do the pictures online, there's like 20 kids.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
That's what you want.
Yeah.
That's what I would love to have.
Yeah, nah.
You get what I mean?
Fat family.
Oh, fat family, bro.
No, if I had I don't know, they're fitting the defenders calm in it. But if I
That's the only issue, bro. The 17s.
No,
That's the only issue.
If I have, I think that for me it's just if I have the facilities to have X amount of kids, then I will. But obviously, I think, how many do you want?
I think for me it's between a bare minimum's 2. Max. I think my max is 4.
I think
4, 5. I'm thinking. I don't know.
Do you think that comes from the amount of siblings that you have currently? Because I think for me, I think 3 based on my current situation. So like for me, I think my situation is so like cold in the sense of I've got 2 younger brothers. When I went to uni, they were the 2 of them, and then when I came back, one of the one that was home has gone, and I've come back, so now I'm with the other one. Do you know what I'm saying? So none of them were ever alone. Like that, I think that for me would be like, once one cuts, I'd feel for it, fam.
No,
I'd feel for him. I'd be like, I like it, man. But yeah, no, I think.
No, I hear that. To be fair, I think for me, I think it actually comes more from a parent's perspective. How many can I actually handle? Because I think once you get past 4, your resources are finite.
Finite. Fam.
No, I hear that.
Finite,
Especially in terms of time. Like I know bread is one thing, but even if you have all the bread, like how much time can I actually dedicate to each one of these kids? So I think for me 5 is the max.
No, that's what I'm saying. So the first 3, they'll be like all coming relatively the same time. The last 2, there might be a little gap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when I don't have the time on certain days, all the ones will pick up.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Because I would have trained, well, not trained that. I would
But the
have
thing is,
incorporated
there's no substitute for the parts though.
No.
That's true. No, that's very true.
Even if you have older ones, I get it. To be fair.
Yeah, like only for the days, not for the weeks, not for the months. For the days I'm not there.
Yeah.
Obviously because your kids are a reflection of you, innit?
Facts.
Right.
So even if I like install the right characteristics and
My dad always used to say that. He was always like, there's no such thing as a bad child, it's only a bad parent. I was like, it's nuts.
That's so true, bro.
That's facts. Because like, they come out clean slate, like they're just absorbing information. So 9 times out of 10, he'd always be like, you can really tell what's going on back at home when you see a child like in school.
Yeah.
So I see his job where he was doing like the social work thing. He'd meet these kids and he'd be like, wow, like you literally are a carbon copy of what is going on at home. Like
Stephen was saying the same thing actually.
it's nuts. So I remember these times my parents when I was younger were like, you are a reflection of us right now. When you go out there, I was at the time, I was like, allow man. But I hear it now. It's like, wow. Like, and even now sometimes when I think, the thing is, when I was younger, people would be like, oh, you're so well behaved. I just think, this is normal. Like,
No, I hear that to be fair.
like,
I hear that.
I
used to get that bears.
Oh yeah, like you're such a well behaved child. Like, I'm just being normal, fam.
I used to
Like,
get some bears.
but when your parents are on point with everything, like it is normal for you. But some kids, I've seen
Crazy,
this.
bro.
You got.
What do you think it is, by the way, in terms of? I actually think about this from time to time. Bringing up kids so that they're like obedient and they're patterned. How does that happen? Like for me, because for me it was just normal.
Yeah.
But the more and more I see kids out and about, I'm deep in that maybe this pattern in the kids thing, and I've even seen YouTube videos on it, like on how to make your kids listen, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
What do you think it is that makes certain kids actually like properly obedient and certain kids aren't?
I think
What's the playbook?
there has to be a bit of a fear element. I think that there has to be. It sounds. I know some people would be against that, but I think you have to install just a little bit of fear, fam. Just to say it could get long for you. Like it might not, but it could. Like it's kind of like how do I describe it? It's like that's like they do with animals, innit? What do they do?
What are you talking about? Are you talking about the fence thing? Like with animals,
Yeah.
they make farmers. They put like a metal wire around the whole fence, and then
So they know that if they go there.
no, and they put like a live current going through.
Right.
So every time they touch it, they get electrocuted.
Yeah.
Well, not electrocuted, but shocked, and then it comes back.
The reinforcement family.
Yeah, and that fear
100%.
factor, they know now, alright, if I ever go near there,
This is the
that's why they
consequence.
never leave the yard, if you get what I
100%.
mean. Same with my parents, to be fair, like, I know if I did something bad, there's so many consequences.
So many.
Not
fam.
just food,
Xbox.
Xbox,
Oh,
phone,
bro.
there's so many. And that's why I was like, you know what,
I think you have
you've got
to.
to value your actions.
And it's bad because as you grow up, these punishments like they level up, fam. Like
100%.
it starts off when you're younger and it's like a couple beatings here and there. You're
Just
like, okay,
toys.
cool. Yeah, toys, no toys. This is like the other. And then you get to a certain age when it's like, if I was a parent, just take away what they love most. Like find their prized possession and take it away.
Yeah,
The way my mum, when she used to take away the phone, I used to be like, there's no point left in living, fam. What's the point? What's the point?
Nah, I hear it.
These times I go back on the phone, yeah. The notifications.
When you missed out. Then you missed out on everything.
I missed that. He was like,
Missed out on everything.
it was like I went in the ice, fam. Came back out. I was like, wow,
Nah,
wow.
I'm like Captain America, bro.
Missed
everything.
100%. 100%. But then here's another thing though, to do with disciplining your children.
Yeah.
Right. So I saw this thing the other day, and it was about parents that embarrass their or discipline their children in front of, like, let's say they're at school and disciplining their children, and in front of everyone and that, like in front of all their friends and that. Like I see it all the time. Like, Archie, right, cool. I think parents don't understand that child is at the center of their own universe. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So in the sense of, like, I think we've all been in that situation where we've been embarrassed in front of our friends and that, and you're like, I've now got to go and live with this. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you instilled your discipline, but now that's part of my universe. I've got to go to school and carry that burden with, and it's be like, right, you're that guy that got shouted at in front of you. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think for me, it will be a case of, I'd never discipline my child, like, move mad in public, but there has to be, like, that fear element of, like, it can get long for you.
Do you know, that's so true. I used to go to Sunday school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we used to do it in Temple.
Right.
Mm? So obviously the people, like the elders, they're strict. You can't be messing about.
Yeah.
And this is one, I forgot what happened. I think someone dropped something, and this one kid said, "Oh," his dad turned around, slapped him.
Swear.
Proper in front of his whole class.
He was sleeping.
He sat up straight, fam. He was like, wow.
Bro didn't cry, but he started getting teary.
No,
His voice was
100%,
cracking,
100%.
and he just went to the toilet. He didn't even come back for the rest of that day, bro. Even the Sunday after that, he didn't come, bro.
Nah.
It was so peak. I felt so bad.
Embarrassed.
Nah.
No, when he came back, he wasn't the same person.
Embarrassed, fam.
But when you say it wasn't the same person, in what way?
Like, people kept to bring it up.
Oh,
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he just became a little bit more timid, if that makes sense. He's so peak, man. He's that.
How old was the guy at the time?
He was older than me, so like I was probably like maybe 11. He was probably 12 or 13.
Yeah.
She slapped the confidence out of him, fam.
100, bro.
Oh, God.
That's extreme. That physical beatings and that. I hear it. I don't know if I'm gonna use it. You know.
I don't know if I will. And I don't think we need to.
I don't think you need to.
I feel like it can go so left.
Do you know what it is?
Especially it
It can
can.
go so left.
It can go left, and I think our generation and prior were just, I think, built a bit stronger to deal with that. Like, do you know what I mean? I feel like now it'll be a case of like we can. Do you know what it is? It's funny, yeah. We can all reminisce to say like we've all experienced beatings at some point in our life.
Yeah.
I honestly believe kids of just this generation, like, if you just say it, they'd be like, whoa.
What
Are
do
you
you
okay,
mean?
bro?
What do you mean? Like you
Be like, whoa. Is everything like, whoa, are you okay? Like, is everything calm? Like,
100%.
what is going on? Like, they don't experience it, do you know what I mean?
100%.
Like, even the other day, I was even deeply, like, even, it's mad to see that even like my younger brother, he will never experience that. My brother, I don't know what happened. My brother, something to do with his homework. My mum was shouting. When I say she was shouting at him, like, you know when you hear the shout at it, you're like, it's one octave away from hearing. That's all I was expecting to hear. But it never got to that point. I was like, you know what? Like, if I hear a certain tone my parents say, like a certain frequency of their voice getting to, I'm like, it's coming. It's coming. I'm just waiting for it to happen.
It's just a trailer, bro.
I can't lie. Okay.
I could see how calm he was.
Swear.
Then he was.
Swear.
Then he was getting shouted at.
Then he was doing this thing.
And he was.
Okay.
No way.
This is wrong.
Fam, the kids have evolved, bro. They've evolved.
Trust me, bro.
I could hear his voice. He was confident. He was like, okay. And my mum was like getting vexed, and I was like, wow. I'd be pleading. But he was so calm, and I was like, he knows the worst that's gonna happen. Nothing happened.
No,
like
man.
afterwards, I think he was even playing PlayStation afterwards. I was like, wow. For me, it would have been Would have got the beatings. So that would have been the first one.
100%.
Would have been doing homework the rest of the day. Would have not got my PlayStation. Would have not got anything. Donny was living life after. I'm like, wow. I just feel like now, like it's nuts. Like, have you even been to like kids' parties now? It's scary, you know. I went to a paintball party to drop him off, and I ended up having to stay, and I was like, oh, allow it. So they were like, oh, everyone hand in your valuables. I was like, what? And they pulled a tray, and these are all dashing in their iPhones, like big, not even big boy iPhones. I'm like, wow.
With the 3 cameras on the back.
3 cameras in the back. 3 cameras in the back. These sounds really looking at my one like, right.
I wasn't even a camera back then, bro.
I couldn't believe it. And then afterwards they came out. They came from the paintball, and so you know these times you come out from. I mean, you might be Kids Zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So you go and play, you come back, and then you have your party food, and then you're chatting. These men weren't chatting, fam. They're having their munch on the phones. I was like, wow.
And to be fair, that's one thing now.
Yeah.
That phone thing, my kids aren't going to be touching it for a while.
100.
No word.
A while.
100.
But would you feel bad for them?
No.
If, in the sense of like, okay, so let's say your son comes up to you, he's like, oh, dad, like, everyone's got like a phone, and they're all like talking on the weekends. Like, what do I do? Sort of thing.
I love those situations, bro. Because
Yeah,
that's how far you're going to be. We're like, excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah,
That's why you're a winner. That's why you're winning, bro.
Yeah, that's
like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
good.
No, that's how it's so easy to win above these guys, because they're all talking on the weekend. Do you know what I'm saying? So, obviously, once they get, but there have to be a bit of a balance, but...
Yeah. No, but to be fair, once they do the clubs, they'll be meeting other kids in the same situation.
100%. Especially if I live in a certain area of affluence, it's gonna be a different vibe.
Yeah, no, 100%.
They'll meet other kids that are on. Like, it's true. Their G's are gonna be the Adams, them dons that are just mad smart and just like these guys are patterning it. So I hear it. My thing as well though, when you're talking about 2 things actually. When you're talking about the story of Marge, I was even deep in this the other day. Like, you can never. I feel like I could never lose it. I can never be in a situation where I lose it and my kids calm, bro. I always have to be calm, bro. Like, I want my thing to be calm anger, bro. Yeah. As if it gets big for you, I'm always calm.
Yeah.
I want them to see me as like, alright, cool, this guy, he's unfair. Like, you can't shake him, but there are consequences in it.
Yeah.
So even if it's like, it's going to be peak, I always, okay, so by the way, you know, when we're out, you did this, there's consequences for that. So now for the next week, there's not going to be any of this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But it's calm.
no, 100%.
See, they're going to catch me shouting, bro.
No, 100%.
So I can't lie.
100%.
I think about this because when I see kids and I see the module screaming and that,
She's going red, fam.
it never banks.
No, it never does.
Like, I've never seen a Marge scream, pack it in, and he actually packed it in.
Nah, he never packs it in.
I've never seen it before, bro.
Never ever did he pack it in, fam.
I've never seen it.
No, it's so true. Like, these kids are laughing at that. Like,
Yeah, they're all like...
it's no, because it's that thing we learned in biology. It's habituation, fam. After a continuous stimulus, eventually they start responding to
Man,
it.
like,
100%.
Word.
Literally, I was on the train. I think I told Sean this. I was on the train back from... I went to Spain. I was on the train back, and it was Marge, and she had 2 kids, and genuinely she could not control them, and she was just... She was bit by bit. She was losing her patience more in it.
Yeah.
And she got to the point. She was like, let's say his name was Charlie. She's like, Charlie, you're such a pain in my bum. And then do you know what he said? He said, no, you're a pain in my bum. And then Donnie laughed, and I said, wow.
Yeah.
There's no respect, bro.
There's no like he was doing
No
whatever he
respect.
wanted. He was like, no, you're a pain in my bum.
That's crazy, bro.
That is nuts.
That's
So I
so
said, bro. That's what I see stuff like that, and it actually makes me think like, bro. Either these man don't know what they're doing, or this parenting thing is actually harder than I think, innit? And I think it's got some slack.
I do think it's harder than it is, because at the end of the day, like, I remember chatting about this to my dad actually not too long ago, and he was saying, I don't think you understand even how hard it is to be to discipline your children the way we had to discipline you boys, because you got to think, we bring you into this world, like, we love you more than literally anything. Like, I think we won't ever know what that feels like until we actually have our own kids, because they'll literally be a piece of you. Yeah. So to discipline your own children, it's like every part of your body is telling you not to do that. Like, all you want to do is just cherish and make this thing happy, this like being, and you have to go against it for their benefit. So I can see how with parenting it can get to the point where you're such a yes man that it gets too far.
Yeah.
Where it's then like, oh, right, I can't go back from this now. So like little things. So like, I don't know, when you're especially when they're young, like not able to talk. So like, let's say for example, giving them food, they might not want the veg. Do you get what I'm saying? And they might start crying. You see them crying, you're like, oh, I don't want to make my baby cry. Cool. So you give them what they want. That already is installing you can get away with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
So it's like my dad was like, you have to he said every time the beatings occurred or whatever, he hated it. Like I remember my dad hated it. Like I can tell he did. He always felt bad. Even sometimes he'd even come and even apologise. I was like I'm cold. But even then it was kind of like I never took it for like granted in the sense of thinking, oh, he's just apologising for whatever. But I can see like it pains him to do it, but he knows that it's for my benefit. And even like now, there's even little things where I'm like, I actually love that my parents were so strict on certain things. It's like silly example, but even like for example, I know dons now that will go on their PlayStation for time, even at our age now. For me, like I have such a short attention span. Like unless I'm playing with you, man, and even then I'll be like, it's like 30 minutes, and I'm like, oh, I can't be arsed. And part of me thinks it's because when I was younger, my parents would never let me play for long. Like these times, I had all the gadgets, fam. I would never play them, fam. They were for display purposes only. No, genuinely, my parents would buy all the gadgets. Bro, this time my parents bought me the very first ever PlayStation when I was so young I couldn't even hold a controller, bro. Right. And then they ended up giving it to my mum's brother because he was a bit older. And then they got me the PS2. I think I played that thing maybe 5 times. They got me the PS3, got me the PS4. And like I think now, even like now, when they got the PS5, I promise you I played it maybe twice. I just can't be arsed. And I think it's because they installed that you can only play this on weekends or special occasions. Now it's like, part of me when I see it, I just can't be arsed. But the way I see my brother, yeah, and this is what I'm saying, it's mad because my younger brother now, like if they was to say to him, you cannot play this, it would hurt him, fam. It would genuinely like, wow, like I can't play this. Because for him it's like, I get to play this all the time. Do you know what I mean? So
do you know what's so crazy, bro? I remember when I used to go to school, there'd be dons that hop on the Xbox and PlayStation before school. I'm like, how?
Nuts.
That is nuts.
How nuts?
No, it's nuts.
That's actually so mad.
It's nuts, and that's what I mean. It's the discipline of like saying, like I remember school again. You'd hear people saying, "Oh, they were playing Black Ops until like 2 a.m." I'm like, okay, and you're envious of it in the moment. But now I think like,
no, I'm
so happy that I wasn't like that because I just don't have this dependency on this thing. Like if anything, I can't be asked. Like I play the games. I'm like, for me, even playing these games now, it's more of a way just to communicate with you, man. Innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like even the other day, I was on line with Cameron and Lachlan. I don't get to see these guys anymore as frequently as I did in school. So that's like my medium of, if I can't go and see you, just hop on, we'll just chat about what should we been saying.
Chat in the metaverse, bro.
No, it actually is, you know.
Chat in the metaverse.
Man, the metaverse. That was supposed to blow, no?
It was meant to.
Snoop Dogg bought real estate property in the digital market, bro.
No, listen, we need to start buying real estate. Man said, bro, a couple of years left, bro.
Trust.
But no, I hear it. I was even going to ask a question.
Yeah.
If you were to kind of say 3 traits that you want to either instill in your kids or you want your kids to see that you have, what would you say like the main 3 traits or values? Where it's alright, cool. They need to see that I am X or I want to come across as X to them.
Yeah.
Because I feel like part of it as well is, what do your kids see in you? Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of the times they'll copy.
100%.
Yeah.
They'll copy what they see you, Pat.
Even if they don't think maybe they are doing it, they naturally will.
100%. So even for example, some of these kids, like if the parents are always lashing out and that, they lash out and that all the time, or the parents will scream and they start screaming and that as well.
100%.
Which is why I bet bare things. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even clock because my parents just never did it, bro. Do you get it? Like I just.
That's so true. It's actually, I think that behaviour is called mirroring.
Right.
So because like my parents don't drink.
Right.
Yeah, and I started drinking like when I was younger, but because it was never at my yard.
Yeah.
I was never really a heavy drinker, bro. You know what I mean?
Word.
And then once I moved back, it's never there.
Yeah, it's never.
I don't even drink that.
No word, I can't.
Not even at all, actually.
The drinking thing, no, I never got into it. So what do you man think about like?
With that trait though,
Yeah.
I think adaptability is so key.
Interesting. In what way?
I feel like my kid, whatever situation he or she gets into, he or she needs to understand they have to adapt to the situation to come out of it. You can't just be like, a problem's occurred, the world's unfair, let me just cry about it.
Yeah, 100%.
Like the sun's still going to keep on rising and setting, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
They have to learn that skill to overcome the stress, shall I say, and find a solution. I want them to be problem solvers. That's
100%.
the word I'm looking for, problem solvers, bro.
They have to be perseverant.
That resilient, yeah.
Resilient, yeah. Need to be able to just firm adversity.
That's it.
Like, not be defined by adversity. Like, I think, like you said, not people like bad things will happen and just be like, oh, this is the reason why I can't do this. No, like you are the only reason why you can't do this.
100.
Do you know what I mean? So if you want to fight, if you really want it, you'll find a way. I think caring. When I say caring, I know everyone says caring, but I want like my children to have a genuine like care towards others in the sense of like wanting the best for like I can say as a person, yeah, and I see it in me and my brother, like all the time. Even my youngest brother, yeah. Like we've been brought up to like my mum has always said like you lot need to love each other. Like whenever we would argue, because obviously when you're younger you argue with your brothers and that. My parents were never on that. They were like, the three of you are like you are boys. Do you know what I'm saying? You need to be there for each other no matter what. And I think outside of that now, we all carry that thing of like genuinely caring for the people that we're in like when I say relationships, like any sort of relationships, like friendships, this, that, the other, where you genuinely just want the best for them. So yeah, I think they just need to be very caring.
Do you know, I actually love that.
No,
I'm making sure my kids do that.
That's definitely a Sean trait, bro.
No, 100%.
He's got a big heart, fam.
I've got too big a heart, fan. Like even like even little things, yeah. Like I don't even know how to describe it. Like these times, like if I see like couples together, I'm gassed for them. Like I'm like I love seeing love. I'm happy. Like that. Even if I'm not in that situation, I'm like, no, that's cold. That's cold. Yeah.
Do you think you're adjusted if you have sons, but for your sons versus your daughters, which should be the same in terms of the traits that you're looking to instill in them?
No, my daughter needs to be perseverant. She needs to be cold. Like I think, I need them to be. I think it's just the exact same thing. Because I think, if anything, if the majority of people look at it as like, oh, if I have a daughter, I'm not gonna ask her to be as, like, I don't know. There is that perception of boys are more like, I don't know, what's the word, able to like firm things a bit more. Like I think if I have it and girls like, you need to understand that like you need to. I hate this thing of like when dads are like, oh, I need to be a bit more, gentle around my daughter, make sure like, and like if she's upset, be like whatever. I think if you're actually the opposite, you're putting your daughter in the upper echelon just by making sure that she's on it, like giving her the same treatment. If you give your daughter the same treatment as a don, she's in the upper echelon of it.
I think the only challenge with that is that their perception of love can be different.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So you're right, and this is where, to be honest, I actually the one area I'm actually not shook, but it's a daughter, bro, because I know with a son, and I can understand because I know with females the way they perceive, even the lessons that you're trying to teach them can be way different. Do you get it? Like even the discipline you give them, or the idea that you say, listen, just pan it. That can seem like, yeah, my dad doesn't love me. Do you get what I'm saying? So, which is why it can be tricky. Which is why I think some people are like, alright, cool, with the daughter, you have to be a little bit more. Which is where I hear what you're saying. I actually agree with you. They do need to be pound, but I feel like I actually don't know. At this point, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
So me and my girl have had that conversation.
Yeah.
I said, I'm a boy. As a man, I know what the boys will go through.
Right.
So I can fully leave that to me. But as a girl, like this is where you need a strong partner.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, your wife has to be on job, and you can trust her fully.
I agree because that project there on the daughter is a little bit different.
Oh, 100%.
It's
I can't relate to the things that you know, happens in their life because I'm not male. You get what I mean? Like, I know the mother will be able to relate, and that's where they can know.
And it takes, to be fair, it takes a lot of patience, because you can imagine like your daughter coming to you mad crying or something. So I can't find my makeup or something like that. I don't know. I can't find. And it's like
literally on the way here, I was
just
listening.
Stuff that for you is like, bro.
Yeah, no. Let me post you this question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was literally listening to this podcast on the way here, and they said, you have a daughter. She comes up to you and she's like, Dad, James has cheated on me. How are you reacting to that situation? Based off what you know now, like, as a Don, I think they gave... I actually want to hear what you're going to say first before I even say what I'm going to say. How are you going to react to that?
I can't lie. See, this is why I'm too peak.
Yeah.
Because my first reaction...
Genuinely, it is what it is.
I'll be like, my genuine first reaction was good. Like, good. Now you know it's not your husband. You know a bit about it. Like, good. Like, there's no...
100%.
That was my first reaction, but I know that if you say that in that situation,
she won't get it.
Genuinely, I like, okay, like, that's calm. Now you genuinely know that's not the guy for you.
You dodged the bullet.
Yeah, you dodged the bullet. It was early time. You weren't married. You don't have kids. Fantastic. Excellent.
Yeah, no, facts. And that's exactly what they said. And the thing is, like,
So,
they probably would be like, they know how the situation works in it. Like, they know how the game works in that. They're like, it's just firm it, like, it's calm. But they know that you can't be like, the problem is you can't be like that when she's crying and that, and then you now got to be. So as much as every because there's like no dad in the history of dads has ever said that to their daughter, even though we've all probably thought it.
no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
No
saying.
dad in the history of dads has ever said it.
Word,
We've all
word,
thought it, but you have to then like but in the back of your head you're thinking, it's what it is, man.
It is what it is.
Like it's actually.
Whereas if that's my son and he says Samantha cheated on me, I say, you know what, this is excellent. Perfect. Yeah. This is what you need, bro.
100%.
How does it feel, fam? You need to use that now.
Yeah. No.
And I would say that to him. Really, yeah. Well, I'd probably even say, I can't lie, it's probably your fault. What did you do wrong?
Facts.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say this to my daughter.
Oh no.
It probably is your fault, bro. Like, who did she cheat with? Who was it?
Yeah.
Like, genuinely. What's the situation? What could you have done different?
He's not on his son's side.
No, but I am though. That's what I'm saying, because I know. Because I know this life thing's hard, bro.
Son would have gone to his room and be like, I regret trying to my dad.
100%, bro.
She cheat with? That was nuts.
Who's the guy now?
You're like,
is he stronger?
You're like, yeah, he's him. That's why.
That's you, why, bro. This is what I'm telling you. You need to stop playing this. Oh, he's against him, bro.
He is him, fam. That's why you got cheated on.
Bro.
He is him, and you're not. Nah.
Nah, I hear it. But this is what I'm saying. So the daughter thing's it is a little bit tricky. And I think that is the one that'll bring out the patience in you, bro. And you'll be forced to like see other perspectives. I think what I would try and do in that case, in reality, is I'd be like, I'm sorry. I wouldn't even say anything. I would just try and
just be a listener.
Oh, what happened? Oh no.
Yeah.
And then I would just be like, I'll just try and get the mom involved, because I'm not like. All I'll try and do is say nothing and just be like, okay.
Substitution.
Because that one, that's actually probably one of my weak points, bro.
Yeah.
No, I think I don't. It's interesting. On one hand, I do feel sorry for people, but on one hand, I actually struggle to feel sorry for people. Like genuinely, it's like the world is tough, bro. Like you have
Facts. And
it's a weird one that I have. I can see stuff and I'm like, oh no, I love just allow. Like I'm the type of person, just allow. But then at the same time, genuinely, if people tell me bad stuff that's going on, it doesn't move me that much. Depending on what it is. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't. If it's like a 21st, like if it's like a problem that's like, I don't have this or this person or this person.
No, I won't.
Yeah, it feels like a first world.
Yeah, it's like a first world problem. Yeah. Unless you tell me, they bombed. I genuinely they bombed my yard. Policemen came in.
That's a
completely. I completely hear that.
100%.
But genuinely, most of the things I hear here.
Yeah, it's all just like you'll be fine in literally a couple of years' time. You'll be calm.
Never use something the next day.
It's not even a thing like that. So
no, that's what I mean. I think even that. Yeah, I think I have a very similar outlook on life in the sense of like. It could be worse. Like generally, it could be so much worse. One, or I'm like, it's never, like, I never like to think my problems are the biggest problems. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like to think that, you know, if I'm going through it, someone else is probably going through the same thing, and they survived, so I can survive. Do you know what I mean? I come back to the thing I was saying at the start about we're not different. Like, we all have probably experienced, like, someone else on this planet has experienced what you've experienced probably, and they're continuing to live. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, let's say, for example, you're going through, someone's cheated on you. Someone has been cheated on, and they are absolutely calm.
They come out better, bro.
Do you know what I mean? So it might not make sense in the moment, but I think you'll be fine.
Oh, you're not talking about it. What percentage of people do you reckon have been cheated on at some point?
That they know of, or
Good question.
yeah.
Let's do both. Let's start. Let's say that they know, like they genuinely know they've been cheated. It's like, okay, one of their traumas that they've been cheated on in the past.
Do you know what? It's actually quite difficult because I know that this generation.
See if I
Well, see if you can find it, but I reckon it's going to be like 60 to 70%.
Shall I do UK?
Well, in my field, I deal with like 60%.
Do the world, anything you can find.
Yeah, 60% of my divorces due to. Well, actually, half of the divorces are due to cheating.
That's the UK.
Really?
Like the ones I deal with. And I don't want to see him anymore. I want to get rid of this job.
Really?
Like that, yeah. Or her anymore.
What percentage of the houses that you sell are divorces?
Yeah, well, I would say a good 60%.
Swear down.
60%, bro.
Are you being serious?
I'm not even joking, bro.
So the average person that comes to you, well, not the average, but like more than often.
Yeah.
If you're selling a house or some situation, it's because that.
And 60% is either splitting, divorcing. It's some relationship issue.
Really?
Some relationship issue.
Right.
Or I've fallen out with my brother.
Yeah, no, work.
Stuff like that. That is 60% is relationship issues. 15% probably someone's died.
Right.
And then the other percentage are upsizing or downsizing.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, bro.
Swear down. Do you know that's nuts, by the way?
Oh, bro, you don't get like when people tell me, I'm so sorry for you, but like
Yeah. Okay. So
when I actually meet them,
yeah,
I don't blame why the other half doesn't like you. Like, do you understand? Like,
you're actually moist. Like, you are moist.
Yeah.
No, bro, listen to this, yeah.
Go.
In 2023 in the UK, 1 in 5 people admitted to affairs, and it's still the current number now. In their marriage.
1 in 5.
That's 20%, bro.
And then I saw another thing. I don't know if this one is true. Wow. It says in 2022, according to the Truth About Deception website about Truth About Deception, 67% of men and 53% of women have cheated at least once that year.
That year,
67% of men.
Yeah.
And 50% of women.
bro. That's just after COVID as well.
Yeah, 53% of women.
That's crazy.
See, but then okay.
That's year.
Yeah. No, the thing is with cheating as well.
That's nuts, though.
There's levels to cheating, right? And it comes down to it. And there's to the people watching, I know we might get some flack for this one, but I'm just gonna say it. So with men that cheat, I think we cheat for very different reasons.
Yeah.
If I am not happy in my current situation, I'm not going to go and find some random woman to try and fill that void of like she's not coming in. I don't know how to describe it. Women I think women gradually cheat to replace.
Right.
So women only want to level up. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like genuinely, I do not believe that women cheat down. They only cheat up. It's if you're in the sense of if you're lacking something for them, whether it be emotionally, financially, physically, whatever, they're trying to level up. Dons, I think it's just pure lust. Like genuinely, I am not going to think like, for example, I don't know how to describe it. My wife doesn't emotionally, like let's say she doesn't listen to my thoughts and opinions. I think the chances of me going to try and find a woman to then who's going to listen to my emotions and feelings, I just think it's very, very slim. And I think even the dynamic of like a woman can cheat on a man with another man, and that man is aware that what's going on, and it'll be patterned. Like that situation's patterned. Like I think a guy can cheat on a woman can cheat on a guy, and the guy can know that she's cheating on her man, and he'll be like, yeah, calm. Whereas a man cheating on a woman, and the woman knowing, I think the chances of her being like, yeah, we can pattern it, is very, very slim. Like in terms of it staying concealed anyway. So I don't know.
This topic's a serious one.
Yeah, no, I can't. This you can ramble on for this one for time,
It's a
but
serious one.
but that, for me as well, I think when it comes down to like what you were saying earlier about if you had a son and you said, "Oh yeah, like I got cheated on," like genuinely, it is good because I'm glad you found out now than finding out later because like I can't even imagine what that does to like you're married, you got a yard, you got kids.
100%.
What I want to say is, I know someone quite close to me, never been in a relationship, never been like, that person's never had any form of hardship.
Right.
When that person went through it the other day, it completely rattled him, bro. You know what I mean?
And it has to.
It's the first time I've ever experienced it. I know, that's why I'm so grateful, like, when you're younger, I'm not trying to say have a hard life, but I'm glad that you get like events because then you learn how to overcome it. Because
you need pain,
that,
bro.
That guy's big age, like
100%.
you should be more composed than that.
No, you.
You should be more composed than that, bro. You know what I mean?
No, 100%, man.
No, 100%. You need pain, bro. Bro, do you know what's actually mad? My dad was literally chatting about this the other day. We had a family meeting, and that gets philosophical sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love
I'm
that.
saying that, bro. If tomorrow you woke up and you couldn't get hungry anymore, what would be the point of life?
Yeah.
Like genuinely, if you didn't get hungry anymore, there's no need to eat.
Yeah.
And if there's no need to eat, fundamentally, there's no need to do anything, bro.
Yeah,
That's so true, bro.
that's so good.
Then he said, think like this way as well, yeah. And he said, this is where it gets beat. So we eat because we want to get rid of hunger, right? But we need hunger for life. So you need the negative, because if you was to get rid of hunger, then it's done out. But when you eat, though, you are trying to get rid of it temporarily, but it comes back.
Yeah.
And you know it's going to come back, but that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Do you get it? So it's like you need the negative for the positive.
Nah, facts.
So if there was
Wow.
no hunger, there would be no point. He said the same thing about work, bro. If you woke up tomorrow and there was genuinely no need for anyone to work anymore, then what's the point?
I didn't know your pod was called like that, bro.
I'll be honest, when you were saying that whole thing, I was literally thinking of, I wasn't thinking of the eating, I was relaying it, I was using it as like a metaphor.
100%, it can be, how we build it.
So, if there's no, like, that's what I'm saying, I was even saying it to my mum the other day, we were talking about, like, the reason why life is meant to be hard, because if it was easy, then anyone could have it.
100%.
And like, for example, we talk about the gym. If the gym was easy, then everyone would have an amazing physique. But it's not. That's why not everyone does. And if they did, it wouldn't be special. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I would never forget the line in Incredibles. Yeah. Bro, this is one of the best. Like, honestly, I didn't realize. Incredibles 1. Yeah, I didn't realize at the time when I watched it. Who's the?
I know what you're gonna say.
Who's the bad guy?
The
Syndrome.
Yeah,
that little kid.
Yeah.
So his whole thing in this film is give everyone superpowers, because he never had superpowers. He said give everyone superpowers
100%.
so that when everyone's super, no one will be.
Simple.
And it's facts, like if everyone has this thing that's special, it's no longer special. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it was like, even I was saying to my dad, I was like, you're on this fitness journey right now and you're going to get a reward out of it, of like a cold physique. Even when people talk about like, oh, you can potentially pattern the deals and this, that, the other, but it makes sense because no one's willing to do what you're doing. Do you know what I'm saying? It's all well and easy like watching it and being like, oh, this is cool, but are you actually getting up and doing something about it? Like I think that even the world we live in now, it's very easy to see something on a screen and be like, oh, so this certain person's doing this, like, well done, or they're doing a madness, but they're still not willing after even seeing that to then go and still actually do that thing. Like, it's one thing to be motivated, but to actually go and do it, like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, how many times have we gone live in the morning and we see people hop on it and then be like, oh, you guys are like up at 4 a.m. in the gym, and we're like, yeah, oh yeah, that's really motivating, but do they go and do it?
No word.
Like, if you're gonna do it, you don't need to say you're gonna do it. You'll just do it. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, what's it? These sounds. The people that actually have actually gone and done it on our live, we just said, oh, what are you lot doing at this time? I'm in the gym.
100.
Because like they just would like made that decision. So I'm just gonna do it. like talking doesn't get you anywhere. Sometimes you just got to throw yourself in the deep end.
Go walk the walk, bro.
Facts.
Nah, I hear it still.
No, but that hunger bar, like, you need to be hungry. Like, you need to be in pain to try and do the things that's going to potentially get you out of that pain. And that's what Alex Hormozy says, that sometimes pain is a bigger incentive than reward incentives.
100%.
Like,
100%.
like how much pain, how much reward can I offer you to get out of a situation, to do a thing, is far greater than if I said to you, if you're trying to get out of pain, to stop yourself being in pain, you'll do anything, fam. Like, you'll literally do anything to get out of pain.
No, you're right.
I genuinely think for more people, especially dons, it's the pain relief incentive, whatever it's called. Like, getting out of pain, that's more motivating than the rewarding. At least to start off with, 100%. I think most people that pattern something, at the start, they were just like, no, I can't do this anymore. Like,
I can't do it anymore.
Like, I can't.
I just can't.
Yeah, so, and that's what kept them out. And then obviously once you get there, you might have to adjust it or whatever it is. But I think genuinely, and that's even one of the things I want my kids to be able to pattern, bro. Like, it's the ability to not tolerate, it's the handle, in a way, like pain, the good pain. So like, when I'm saying, being able to say, alright, cool, I'm going to do a workout and it's going to hurt, but I'm going to do it anyway, bro.
100%.
Or I'm going to read some books and I'm going to be like, oh, I can't be arsed, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
It's painful when I want to do it. Like, I can't lie, that's one of them key things. You have to look for painful situations, bro. That's where the growth always is.
Like I said, it's easy to do the reps you can do. Like, the reps you can do don't mean anything. It's the reps that you can't do is where that's the actual progress.
100%.
Like, that burning sensation,
that's what it is, bro.
That's growth. Like, that's literally what it is. You're growing. Like,
100%.
But yeah, no, I feel like yeah, you have to find the thing that's like, what is going to get you out of that place. It has to be pain, I can't lie. It has to be something where it's like, I don't want to be in this situation anymore. Like, but then that's what I'm saying, for me, it's still mad to see people that, maybe they are in pain, and maybe they just haven't said it, but people that are perceived to be up, and then are leaving that, like, the only example I can think of, is Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he turned down a fat deal. I think it was like, I don't know how much it was for, but crazy sort of bread when he's early in his career. And he didn't get the Netflix thing, which obviously earned tenfold, whatever that deal was, for another, I think it was like 12 years. And these guys were talking about, they're like, do you know how long 12 years is, fam? Like, just say no to something, thinking something great is coming, and you're waiting 12 years.
That's another key trait, bro. Delayed gratification, bro.
100%.
Very.
100%.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
I don't know the ins and outs of the deal, but clearly the guy said, nah, this isn't the pattern, I'm gonna wait, bro.
That's like Matthew McConaughey. He was Mr. Rom-com in Hollywood. Any rom-com at the start of his career, he'd get that role. And he wanted to get out of it. He got offered a deal, I think it's like for 14.5 million or 12 million, something like that. Turned it down. And everyone's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, I think he was even one time, he said he went to his agent and he was chatting to him and said, no one said your name in the last like 2 years.
Simple, bro.
Cool.
And to add to that 40 million part, they initially offered him 6 million. He said no. 10 million. He said no. And 14 million. He still said no, bro.
It's crazy.
He still
That's
said
nuts.
That for me, the people like that can say no to stuff like that. I'm like, yeah.
But I rate that because that means that the guy was chasing something deeper, bro.
100.
Do you know what I'm saying? He was chasing something deeper than bread. Which, to be honest, like for me, is what you were saying the other day. I think for me, the key thing to chase is self-mastery, bro.
Yeah.
I think that's the key thing to chase, bro. It's getting to the ultimate self. That's the game that I'm playing. So obviously bread comes as a part of that, innit?
Yeah.
I think if you If you chase the bread, but don't get me wrong, I love bread in it. Don't get me wrong, and I'm actually never gonna be one of the people like, oh, don't worry about the bread. No, worry about the bread, bro. But I do think that, and I can already see it, whereby you get to a point where the bread thing's like, yeah, and you fall off. So, I think it's the game of self mastery. If you can tap into that, those are the people that go for time, and they've already got bread and they're still going, bro.
Exactly.
Those are the Khabibs and that.
Yeah.
That are still banging, done stuff. Like, it's not about the bread for them. Like, they just wanna actually be the coldest.
The
I
best.
I wanna be cold. Bro.
Yeah, no.
That's what I'm trying to tap into.
If you do all that, the spread comes with it.
100%.
It comes. It's just a consequence. It's like what was it like? Doing what you love. Like when people used to say this to me, I used to be like, oh yeah, okay, cool. But genuinely, doing what you love, like, is the golden ticket to life. You should whatever it is for you, it should be perceived as living your life for a living. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, because I think when you do something that you love, there's a genuine drive to want to make it better every single day because you love it. Do you get what I'm saying? It's the same if you're in a relationship, you want to make that relationship, you do whatever you can to make it work because you're in love with this relationship with this person. If you love this whether it be a hobby, work, whatever it is, you want to level it up every single time, take it to the next level, and as a consequence, naturally, you'll start to get all these like external rewards for it, like, oh rah, like, I've got a bit of bread from it, but that's not what you were doing it for. Do you know what I'm saying? You're just trying to be the best or make this thing the best because you love it so much.
Do you think someone could say, what I love is making money?
Yeah.
I guess so, bro.
I guess so, yeah. If you love it, you love it. Do you get what I'm
Life
saying?
is like a sandwich, bro. No matter how you flip it, the bread comes first. You get what I mean? You get what I mean?
That's a bar.
The bread comes first.
Bread comes first, bro.
It is. That's facts.
Nah, I hear it. It's an interesting. I think it's very interesting how people genuinely have different passions, bro, or different inclinations at birth. Like, just genuinely, like, there's certain stuff that I'm not interested in that, or I'm interested in that, and it's just something that's just like that. Obviously, there's some things you learn as you go along. You can pick up things that I actually don't actually like that, but there's certain things where it's like, you know what, I tend towards this, which is nuts. Or you could argue that it isn't even that, and it's just the hours that we put in and it's the influences in life. I don't know. But I do think it's interesting how people naturally pick different paths.
Do you know what? In our tradition,
yeah,
I think when the baby's like 1 year old, we put them in the middle, depending on what the parent wants them to do. So they get like what do you call that thing with the doctor?
Stethoscope.
Yeah, so they put that on one side. They put money on one side. I think they'll put
sweat
food on the other side, so if you want to be like a chef or something like that.
Right.
And there's a few other bits and bobs, and they'll just put it around him and him, and then
whichever one they go to.
Yeah, and apparently that's the career that they will be going to, and it kind of works in a way because it's a little bit coincidental on my side because we all become doctors or whatever.
Yeah.
But for those that actually go for the what's it called again?
Oh, the doctor thing.
Yeah, the doctor thing.
Yeah, stethoscope.
Yeah, they become doctors. You get what I mean? Or at least something in the medical field.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Or those that go for the money, they're doing quite well.
That's extremely nuts, by the way.
That's what I'm saying.
That's nuts. So do you think that by 1 year old, whatever it is inside of you that can actually drive you to be a doctor or whatever it is, it's already there?
I feel like, see, the thing about my culture, like obviously in Hinduism, they believe in reincarnation. So like, whatever your previous birth is, that's gonna carry on those characteristics, those beliefs.
I hear it.
That's the belief in that sense. But I do believe that it all depends. Like, it's a bit of nurture, but there's a bit of environment factor as well. That decides of what you want to do.
So with that, do you not think? Okay, so in that case, the child has made the autonomous decision to say, "Cool, I'm gonna go for stethoscope." Yeah. I think there's like correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I feel like, especially like there's the stereotype of like in certain cultures that your parents push you heavy towards like, you need to do this. And do you think that's why, for example, that may happen in like your culture where your parents see it and they're like, raw, like they get gas for it and they're like, and I think because my point is I think them. It was an autonomous decision for them to do it, to make the decision to collect the stethoscope. I think if they actually just left them to it, they'd go and do it naturally anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like my brother he does obviously the biomedical science. No one needs to tell him to go and do that. Like, if anything, people tell him to relax, and he'll go do it anyway. Whereas I think if my parents were on the, oh, you need to do this, his natural love for it would have been like. Because do you know what I mean? It's like when we don't like to do what's forced upon us. Like, so I think even in that case, I'm not saying at all that's the wrong thing to do, but I think as a parent you should just say, cool, you pick the stethoscope.
Real quick on that, why do they do that, by the way? Is it so that the parents know they can start to build them for that, or what's the actual
I think it's more like, I don't know personally, I think it's more like, do you know when people tell you don't keep your elbows on the table? But they only do it because their grandma told them. And then their grandma told them. Like, I think it's just a cultural thing. It's just being pushed on. It's kind of funny that you mentioned this because obviously I'm a living example of that. Like, my parents wanted me to become doctors and that. I'm not even in that field no more. No, you get what I mean? Right. But I have seen videos, they purposely make the, what's it called again? I keep forgetting.
Stethoscope.
They make it so colourful, so bright. You get the nice tonic version, so nice and bright, and then the others are a little bit darker.
Man's small and that.
It's a calculated manoeuvre.
No, word.
That's what I'm saying. I just think like, even if like that is, let's say if it was like very even, like not even that is more colourful than something else, but if they actually made that choice, I would. If that was me personally, I'd just be like, cold. Like if for example, footballers, a lot of them. They're like even like the parents that are footballers that end up having children that are footballers. They always say they just left their son to it.
Yeah.
Just go and enjoy play the game. Like parents would be looking at them like, I think it was Roy Keane. He said I think he's got a son. He was saying no, is it Roy Keane or Jamie Carragher? Actually, that's two great examples. So I think Roy Keane has a son, and I think he was saying. I might be wrong, so I'm going to correct me and say I'm wrong. But I think he was saying that parents would like look towards him like, are you going to like shout at your son to be like, oh, pat it, because he's obviously cold footballer. Yeah. And he was just like, nah, like just, you'd be like, you had a good game? Oh, you didn't, how do you think you played? Oh yeah, played alright. Oh, I didn't do this. You're like, okay, cool. Like, just move on. And then Jamie Carragher, whose son, I think, Jamie Carragher, I'm pretty sure, really wanted his son to be a footballer. Like, really. And he got to, like, semi-pro. I think he got injured. He got to, like, semi-pro level. Never really quite made it. And I think he said he even caught himself one time being like, what am I doing? Like, why am I getting this vexed? Do you know what I mean? No. Like, and it doesn't come from a bad place, but you see, like, what could be. And I think because, obviously, he's experienced it as well. And he just wants the best for his son, that he pushes it too heavy on him, and then it becomes I can't be asked. Like this is too much now. Whereas if he probably just left him, he'd, like we said, the mirroring thing. He would see what his dad's doing. He'd be like, right, my dad's cold. Like let me just pattern it. Do you know what I mean? Like rather than him trying to force it onto his son. So I think with kids, it's I think it's more a case of I'll never stop my kids from doing whatever they want. Personally, I'm just going to let them do what they want. Obviously, within reason. If they come to me and say they want to be a bin man, I'll be like, relax. But if they say to me, I want to be a bin man, but what I want to do is I want to create a platform where all bin men can come together and like basically just make bread out of it, bare bread. I'll be like, okay, cool. Like, because I said this wholeheartedly, there's the world we live in now, and I don't think it's ever going to change from this point going forward. You can literally make a career out of literally anything. The second I saw a woman have a pottery business, like just I was like, nah, she's clear, fam. It's you can do anything. Like you can literally monetize anything now. Just find a way to make it appealing to the eye, as like whether it be social media or whatever. You're patterned. So
for me, for me, as long as it's not a sin according to the Bible. It's calm, bro.
Yeah.
That's another trait actually I want to talk into. I think curiosity as a child, like curiosity to install in them, I think that's a good trait. Within reason, obviously. But like, just, I want that person to be, by him or herself, want to find out things. Instead of me saying, oh, you got, like, the same thing, like, do you know when you train us?
Yeah.
you don't want to keep saying, alright, dude, like, I'm going to tell you what to do. Eventually, you want us to, like,
you're like,
understand.
Yeah.
Alright,
100%.
do that.
100%. Yeah.
To be fair, they said that's a big trait of like successful dogs. They're just mad curious.
Exactly.
They always ask. I think they call it like first principle or something like that, where it's like you just ask why. I think Elon does that best.
No, yeah, that's exactly.
Because he's always like, I was listening to the book on him. It's like a biography, and he always asks like why, like who put that rule there. So if there's like a rule where it's like, alright, cool, by law, a microphone has to have 10% metal. Be like, why, bro?
Yeah.
And then no one else like questions it, but he'll ask why. See if they'll take it out, and that's how he's been able to patent some mad products, mad cheap prices. He's been able to cut costs bears because he just asked like, why do we need to do that?
That's good. Yeah, I want them to be asking why, bro. I want them to asking questions is good.
Nah, word. It's one of those things though. I wonder if do you reckon you can train curiosity? Do you reckon you could train someone to be more curious, or do you think that's something that's fairly personality based?
I feel like you can train anything. I feel like if I were to put them in a situation and just leave them to it, they would like explore. Oh, what's this? And then it would just. I'm hoping anyway. Unless you've got a better example.
Actually, I think it's something you could instill from a young age.
You can.
If you're giving people the license to ask like why and.
But I think do you not think you have to have a genuine interest in it to be curious?
It's a very good point.
Because, like, for example, I think this is, as testament to this year, obviously, I did the content thing on the side. I am the least IT guy you will ever meet in your entire life.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, do you know what I mean? I could not give a toss about any of that stuff. Editing, this, that, the other. Not for me. But when I decided that I wanted to pursue this, my love for this made me curious about something which I wasn't even ever gave a second thought to. Do you know what I mean? Like, I will look up things that I would never even think to look up because I'm pursuing the thing that I love doing. Do you get what I'm saying? So now it's like I'm very curious about what's the next best method to edit videos. You could never ask me that before.
That's so true. That is so true.
Ever. I would have been like, this just doesn't interest me. So I think you can be. I think either you're naturally just a curious person from the get-go, you're curious about everything, but I think if it's not that, I think you're very just curious about the thing you want, that you actually want to pursue. Not, because I kind of, someone can, so let's take for example, you know Excel? Spreadsheet. I hate that. I hate it. Like, when I say that thing, when I say to you that genuinely stresses me out. Like, bro, why is it telling me to input this? I need to put a formula at the top. It doesn't. Bro, it does. Like, I till this day do not know how it works. But if you said to me tomorrow, in order to expand your coaching thing, you need to learn how to do Excel, I will do whatever I can.
Crash course.
I'll do it. I'll figure it out. Do you know what I mean? That's my. So I think, I think at this point in our lives, curiosity just comes from actually pursuing the thing you enjoy. Because I just think if you don't enjoy it, it's just like, I just don't care enough to go on my way to look for something that I do not care about the outcome of. I was even thinking this year, do you not think as we're getting older that a lot of lessons, like me personally, I just feel like this, a lot of lessons we were taught about when we were younger are really starting to just all kind of like, this
all makes sense now.
Yeah, like even just little things. Like the other day I thought of the saying patience is a virtue, and you've heard it all your life, but only really truly now at this point in my life, like certain things like that I hear and I'm like, wow, I really get it now. Like I like not even like, oh, I understand, like I really get what you're saying now, like it actually makes sense.
100%. It's those old sayings, like the old wisdom is everlasting, bro.
Yeah, everlasting.
I was listening to one book, what's it called again? This one, The Richest Man in Babylon, cult book.
Okay.
One thing they said in the book that was so cold, and they said that basically the same son that was there chilling when your grandparents were there, and their grandparents and their grandparents and their grandparents, the same son that we're looking at now, fam. So some things that just don't change, bro. Like, deep it. When Jesus and them were chilling, they were looking at the same son that we're looking at now, bro.
Yeah.
That's so
Can you imagine, bro? It's the same one.
Yeah.
So saying that there's some age-old wisdoms that just don't change, bro. Yeah. So these patience is a virtue, all of those things. They're the coldest, even the ones that sound like cliches, they're the coldest wisdoms because they just don't change like the sun, bro.
Yeah.
Do you feel like these traits or these sayings are coming to full effect now because you're starting to go through some form of pain?
100%.
100%.
And that kind of that's where I'm talking about. Pain is quite essential for that growing up.
100%.
100%, because it gives perspective to a situation where you're like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, that's what they want
That
about.
makes sense.
So that's what you're
100%.
Yeah,
Because I feel like we're getting to the point, which is what we're saying, it's our last chance, bro. Like, we're getting to the point where we're young, but we're not young anymore. Do you get it?
Yeah. We're the fresh down.
It's like we're now, it's almost a sink or swim phase.
Yeah.
It's like either we're going to pattern it or we're just going to fall into the numbers of like the average person. You know what I'm saying?
No.
This is like the last part,
This is like the last. It
It's
is
the
the
last
last
chance.
chance. It is the last chance.
No, it really is.
Like, because let's think of it. The age right now will never, like today, will never have as little responsibility.
100%.
Like tomorrow, there'll be a little bit more responsibility than there was today.
Yeah,
100%.
no, that's so true.
Like
100%.
every single day now is
100%.
like,
and it's getting to the point where any day now, one thing can happen and everything changes, bro.
yeah,
Do you get it?
Yeah.
We're not kids anymore, so
we're not
100%. Those lessons will come through. It's like, oh, that makes sense. Do you know, I need to pattern that. I need to pattern that. I need to do this. It's true.
Yeah,
It's even true.
no, it's nuts.